and a supporter in Penny over on Piper's side as well.
Yeah, this is really rough for Piper just because you want to really start most games with Mirage Step Corellia, especially if you have a kind of lackluster start where you're only able to get a couple Ralts out. Having that advantage where you can just cheat those Corellia into play, start refinement and getting those Gardevoirs out just next turn, you're going to be missing that. You only have access to one refinement, at least early on in this game. There's no Hisuian Heavy Ball to get stage 1s from the prize cards.
No, there is not. Hisuian Extra Heavy Ball, I think it would have to be. I don't remember that when I was playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. But it is, of course, going to be a Chien Pao starting things off up against the Manaphy. And the Chien Pao just going with the ability right away. This Manaphy not going to be the best line of defense for Piper in the slightest. Shivery Chill, just being able to go in and search for 2 basic water energy and put them into your hand. That's exactly where you need them if you're going to be accelerating them around later.
Yeah, well, you'd eventually want them in play. That's where you really need them.
Okay, they got to go in the hand first, right? I mean, maybe he's just going to start powering things up and just hoping that the Piper has an awful start, right? Making sure he's got the energy for the Hail Blade and can just start, throwing things down. Does get those, and does get to Nest Ball as well.
Pretty good start here from Jared, and you do see there's an Arceus V in hand. So one thing you said, and you mentioned before, these Chien Pao Baxcalibur lists, they have been experimenting a lot, just trying to figure out what is the perfect 60 or close enough to it. A lot of people have been playing Arceus V-Star, a 1-1 line, just so you have access to Starbirth. Some people are playing Pidgeot V with Forest Seal Stones. Some people are playing Pidgeot EX. It really can go multiple ways, even B-Barrel. And Jared opting for the Arceus V, but doing a lot of work here so far, 4-0-1.
Yeah, it's obviously been working out, and maybe that's the secret sauce that this Chien Pao needed. Does just attach to the Chien Pao, and then, of course, pass it over to Piper, who is going to be opening up with the Battle BIP pass, so able to go in and grab a couple of those pieces, avoid the potential donk there as well. So, didn't get them out in the opening hand, but it is at least going to be able to start filling up the bench and building out some pieces of this Gardevoir puzzle.
Speaking of puzzle pieces, you're going to need those rare candies. They are going to be very crucial for the game plan for Piper. Just trying to get early Gardevoir out so you can grab those Corellia from the prize cards and continue, because Jared, if he gets set up, which looking at that hand, Rare Candy Irida, that guarantees that setup. You're going to start taking prizes pretty much every turn.
Yeah, he's going to be able to start just streaming knockouts. And, for some of these early knockouts as well, they're going to be pretty cheap. It's not going to cost you a lot to do that with the Chien Pao. So it is going to be the Mew and the Ralts as well. Piper does, of course, now have information about that double prize Curlier. That is a little bit of bad news that she's just going to have to deal with. There's the energy down, and the Iono being just played immediately, just making sure that, Piper gets to see some new cards. And hopefully, Jared, if he does show that Arceus V, maybe was feeling a little bit confident. But also, speaking of puzzle pieces, there is one right away in the hand.
Yeah, Arceus V-Star in hand for Jared. Going to be pretty good at being able to use that Starbirth, grab exactly what he needs for the next turn. Most of the cards are on the bottom of the deck right now because of Iono, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to go in as well and just grab the pieces and shuffle them back in if he wants to see them a little bit later. That is going to be the Mysterious Tail of Mew, getting a level ball out there, so does get another opportunity to keep kind of powering up this bench and getting at least some defenses in the way of what could be an explosive second turn. If you've got the rare candy, if you're able to evolve into the Baxcalibur, get away from the Frigibax, that is going to be pretty big.
One card that's going to come up pretty big in this match, just because Piper is going to be down a while, is that Reversal Energy. Just being able to count as 3 Psychic when it's attached to that Gardevoir from Astral Radiance.
Yep, well, there's the Chien Pao getting the ability off again. Just going to go grab a couple more water energy. That's also another way to shuffle up the deck, right, if you need to, if you get caught with a nasty Iono. But I don't think it's going to matter. There's just so many resources. Announces he's going back in, so probably gives up the Ghost a little bit there. There's the Nest Ball following through. So the Nest Ball is going to be digging through the deck. Just another piece. Gets a Radiant Greninja of his own. This could be devastating in this one.
I'm looking through the list right now. There is no canceling clones, so not playing that combination of cards. So having the mana fee down 4 Piper is going to be pretty good. You won't be able to just have both your Ralts get knocked out from Moonlight Shuriken, but Jared, having that Arceus V-Star guarantees this Baxcalibur coming down, and the fireworks are already starting.
Yeah. And he's also just able to dig too, right, with the Radiant Greninja, give him a little more information, you know, and if maybe there's a world where he just goes after the mana fee at some point, you know, and just to give him that really big end game play. There is the Arceus V-Star, so he's going to be able to Starbirth. He's got no other need for that V-Star marker in the deck, just being able to try and get that final bit of the combination that he needs. Looks like he's going to be able to find it pretty quickly as well. Already knows it's on the bottom of the deck and can just keep on going.
Eyeing down Ultra Ball boss's orders here.
Ooh. Just having another dig. Just making sure he pulls the right thing. Boss mana fee. Set yourself up for a massive Greninja play, but yeah, it's certainly an option.
Honestly, with the way Jared has built this deck too, you do have a 1/1 B-Barrel, so that could be an option to try to get set up here as well.
Oh, he's mulling it over. Changed his mind a couple times on this one, so certainly has lines, right? He's got a couple options. I don't mind the B-Barrel. I think that's always helpful. You know, particularly if you're getting that hand down as well. Just you're able to keep getting cards out.
So no rare candy here, but you're going to be able to take the knockout on the Manaphy, and it's not just the knockout. There's Lost City in hand.
Yeah, that's why the boss's orders becomes the big play. Because then he's just going to be able to terrorize you with a Greninja. And if you feel confident about that, does go after the Ralts with the Lost City and a quick discard there. So the Manaphy is able to fight a little bit more in this one, but the Chien-Pao EX just getting those energy gone and going to be able to take the first knockout of the game.
Now, Jared did grab the Ultra Ball from that Starbirth, maybe hoping to find Lumineon V, but Lumineon V is in the prize cards, so no supporter in hand for Jared. Now it's Piper's turn to figure out what she can do here. Usually this would be a pretty good Mirage Step turn, but your bench is already full, and you have 2 Corellia prized. Does find a candy, though.
Yeah, it does get the rare candy, so you've got to imagine we're just going to start causing problems as soon as we can evolve. You do need something to evolve into, though, and that is going to be easy to find with the Fog Crystal. Weighing up her options there, just making sure she has access to a couple different paths in this game. But knowing the counts, yeah, I think Mirage Step might be out on this one.
All right, hear me out. How much energy does she have available to her? Because if you can go Rare Candy Gardevoir EX, boss up that Frigibax, take the knockout, I think you're in a pretty advantaged spot.
Yeah, the Frigibax has just been sat there for a turn, not evolving, and so Piper may know that there's not the resources to be able to do that. It is going to get rid of the Lost City, replacing it with the Artisan, get that Cresselia down as well, so be able to set that up, but you know, just being able to go back in the deck. There's the Ultra Ball, there's the Gardevoir.
Oh, this also takes the knockout if you have 3 Psychics in the discard.
Yeah, just being able to you know, easily get the knockout in a nice early kind of situation here. We'll see how this one gets played through by Piper.
I guess it also works if you just have 2. So rare candy to that Gardevoir EX. That's going to be the really big one there. It's your lone Ralts you had in play, so the only one able to evolve. You can use Psychic Embrace, damage that Mew, retreat it, and then Psychic Embrace yet again with those 2 Psychic Energies in the discard.
Yep. There's the second Psychic. Oh, that's going down onto the Gardevoir as well.
And then Moonglow Reverse takes the knockout on that Frigibax, and we're going to have a pretty interesting game here now because Jared is now a turn at least away from attacking.
Yeah, very, very good play there by Piper, getting just the right amount of damage down to use Moonglow Reverse, you know, making sure that you spread the damage around. You obviously start attaching energy to your other Pokemon, and then, you know, you're like, okay, well, easy enough. I'll just move that, get rid of your Frigibax, and slow Jared down. This could be very punishing when you look at what happened in turn number 1, right? Where turn 2, sorry, where he doesn't make that play. Had all the pieces, had the V-Star as well, but doesn't evolve it. And this could be a sticky old situation for Jared.
Does have access to the Artisan, though, so that'll be able to find a new Frigibax for you, or that Bidoof if you want. Draws off that concealed cards was Irida B-Barrel, so much needed for next turn, and
Yep.
at least for this turn you can hopefully get set up. You have the Ultra Ball in hand as well.
Yeah, getting set up though is going to be could be pretty costly, right? There's some really premium targets around for something like that Gardevoir. You know, just being able to start causing problems. The Irida is going to be used on this turn, so just getting those pieces. There's going to be the Nest Ball. Yep, setting it all up pretty nicely. So we're getting another Frigibax. Obviously needs 2 now because you know that Piper does have the ability to go after those pretty quickly. The Irida going in there as well. So just kind of skipping a couple of turns there, but it's all above board. Just being able to play this one out nicely.
Having both of them there does give you assurance to where you're pretty much guaranteed a Baxcalibur next turn if you want. There's the bump of the Artisan and just a pass, no attacking since you do not have that Baxcalibur in play.
Yeah, the big thing here though, you know, even if you did want to pick up a prize on the Baxcalibur, then you are going to kind of have a bit of an issue with getting the 60 down just by attaching. Not much Psychic Energy in the discard. There's going to be the Fog Crystal. You get rid of that one, you can conceal cards that one as well. So that'll be pretty helpful in this instance, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless you've got some shenanigans afoot. But, you know, certainly options to be able to do that. It does have to be careful of that Lost City, but Jared significantly slowed down in this game.
And it's really just based on the decision of what he chose to go for, right? Getting that boss's orders, trying to take out that Ralts on the turn 1, left that Frigibax just kind of stranded. And Piper was able to capitalize on it with Moonglow Reverse. And here, just charging up the Cresselia to use Lunar Blast for 110. That's a 2-hit knockout.
Yeah, Piper is just keeping up this offense, right? Lunar Blast, way more valuable there, and just being able to start causing those problems, you know, getting that energy back as well. I mean, if you go and knock out this Cresselia, yeah, you're going to be able to put it in the lost zone, but that's not really a big deal.
I'm fine with it.
Cresselia's done more than enough of its work already. Is, of course, think about it, going to just grab some energy. But concealed cards to start. There's a lot of energy in that discard. The Battle VIP Pass and an Iono. But, you know, VIP Pass pretty useless here. And his hand is fully loaded, but not the pieces he needs.
Yeah, you have the rest of your Chien-Pao EX. You have the Drapion V, which is actually a pretty good card in this matchup, being able to take a 1-hit knockout on that Gardevoir EX. And a lot of cards you just can't really discard. The rest of them are water energies. No real way to really thin your hand down to Industrious Incisors to draw a meaningful amount of cards. And having the Iono here off that concealed card is actually pretty beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, also all of these cards, including, you know, the ones you really don't want, like the Battle VIP Pass or the current Chien-Pao, just being locked onto the bottom means you're less likely to draw into them. He does get the, let's see, the Irida's in there, Superior Energy Retrieval, a Rare Candy, but bad news, he's already used his supporter for the turn, so the Iono slowing him down once again.
And I like saving the Shivery Chill here just because it shuffles the deck for you. You knew you put a Baxcalibur on the bottom of your deck, and there is one prized. So you're going to need as many of those to try to draw into as possible.
Yeah, he's just not getting it out in the right order now, though. So that's certainly struggling a little bit here. Is going to go with the Superior Energy Retrieval, throwing away that Lost Vacuum, and the Water Energy does get back 1, 2, 3, 4 Water Energy, though.
This does not help thin the hand down for Industrious Incisors.
He's actually further away.
Yeah.
But he will take the knockout on to this Cresselia. Oh, it goes in the lost zone. What a shock. But Piper's already done, I think, enough with it. And it's only one prize as well. This Chien-Pao is certainly struggling. And the other Chien-Pao are back in the deck. So things could get a little bit dicey a little bit quickly. It's going to be a quick pal pad as the Iono goes back in for Piper. Just making sure that she has access to that later on. Just in case, you know, you need to try and balance the playing field a little bit. But that's going to get shuffled back in. It's also going to undo the effect of Jared's Iono. Let's see what Piper has in the hand here. Oh, it's going to be a Professor's Research. So we're getting rid of an Energy, a Battle VIP, a Rare Candy. Didn't see the other card behind it, but 7 fresh cards, another Energy in the discard. Ooh, this is a hand with plenty of options. Level Balls in there. Just being able to keep digging on through. There's going to be another one of those routes getting put in play. Maybe hoping to find another one of those Curliers off the prizes.
Oh, you just have to hope, right?
Yeah.
Get down as many routes as possible. You can still rare candy to them. I believe there is one left after the discard this turn with that Professor's Research. So still a lot of playability from Piper here, and you still have access to that one refinement as well.
Easy choice, Battle VIP Pass, that's gone. Boss's Orders in the hand, just in case anything does get set up. Another Mysterious Tail, let's see. Ultra Ball, sorry. So a pretty easy way to do it. Piper announces she's going back in, so there's way more turns, way more actions to be done in this turn. This is going to be, let's see what goes away. It looks like it's Ultra Ball, getting rid of Ultra Ball, and, another research.
I think we're grabbing Zacian V here.
Mm-hmm.
Or, Shining Arcana Gardevoir.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you can get access to the side of things where you're able to just, get that routes down, find a rare candy, then you'll be in good stead. But, oh no, she already has the Curlier, so that's doesn't even need the rare candy.
Yeah, and then you try to find a reversal energy here as well. Just helps you clean up this Chien-Pao EX without having to damage your Gardevoir, and that's going to be pretty big. At least facing down other Chien-Pao, it forces an extra energy from Jared. Granted, you can just charge up that Arceus V-Star and start taking knockouts if the Baxcalibur comes down, but Piper having a pretty stellar turn here, able to retreat, and she brings up that Gardevoir with the reversal energy. That's more than enough to take the knockout here on Chien-Pao EX.
Yeah, that little advantage that Jared carved out, getting that Cresselia, has come back to haunt him.
Also going to the Lost Zone.
That has to go into the Lost Zone, unfortunately, for that Chien-Pao. If we could make sure that's on his discard, let's just get that one tidied up, as he does bring up the Frigibacks.
Doesn't matter too much. There's no Super Rod or anything in the list, but it is just one of the game actions that you have to actually do. I mean, it's your card.
Yeah, you should know about that one, right? Being able to get that one done. So where does Jared go from here, right? He's got the Frigibaxes, and he doesn't have...
Rare Candy Ultra Ball in hand.
Okay, so he's got a Baxcalibur.
Double superior energy retrieval, too. So an embarrassment of resources with the energy here. Boss's Orders in hand along with Irida. So decisions time now. Who am I going to attack with, and what am I going to attack?
Yeah, that's the big thing here, right? Is where do I go once I get this Baxcalibur set up? Where do I start throwing down energies? You can easily, throw them away with the Ultra Ball because you can easily get them back with the superior energy retrieval as well. So it does go in the deck. Does, of course, need to find an attacker. That's going to be pretty big. Making sure he gets another one of those Chien-Pao. Being able to tidy things up there. But, yeah, he's also probably going to need to go back in. Oh, is he going Drapion?
Drapion V here. And then, but is there... There's not another Ultra Ball, so Drapion means you're going to have to Irida for the Baxcalibur.
Okay, I don't mind that at all. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I think we finally got the Chien-Pao.
We got the Chien-Pao in the right spot. Not a big deal, but just nice to make sure that we're on all above board here in Peoria. So yeah, Irida going back in the deck. We'll be able to get a handle on his Baxcalibur, which we haven't quite seen yet. But yeah, he's got that Drapion available to him. Interesting pivot around there.
Grabbing the Drapion means we should have maybe it's planning for the Boss's Orders with the Gardevoir EX, like maybe for the next turn.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of stepping through it, right? Just wants the pieces here, but yeah, had to use the Irida to make sure he got the Baxcalibur as well. Grabbing, yeah, the amount of energy recovery in this hand is pretty preposterous. So finally, Rare Candy, Baxcalibur finally makes it down onto the field. He's able to go crazy with the energy. Superior energy retrieval. There's, just energy retrieval.
Yeah, energy retrieval. It's not the superior one.
Yeah, I saw the 2 in his hand, and I was like, oh, he's got to be going for them. But yeah, has access to a bunch of energy. Should be able to throw that one down pretty freely. There's 3 onto the Arceus. So using that Arceus V-Star pretty wisely, you have to imagine.
And then looking to bench Drapion V here, having it kind of safe against Iono, but as well as just drawing an extra card with Industrious Incisors. And retreat to the Arceus V-Star. That means it will take a knockout, and leaving Piper with just the Gardevoir EX in play yet again.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gardevoir EX is kind of going to be the way back. Does take another water energy off this one, so Spaxcalis was safe for now, but over to Piper. We're going to start with the level ball. There are not many cards left in this deck. This is, I believe, 9. Could be wrong, could be 10, but we'll give that one a cursory count. So, Piper probably needs the resources in hand. That's the big thing here. So just being able to cause problems that way would be huge.
Well, the biggest resources are in the Lost Zone. You got
Yep.
a full Gardevoir line as well as just a Ralts. That means these are the last 2 Ralts Piper's really working with here. And that's not what you want to see when you're a Gardevoir player.
No, you need as many resources to kind of flood your bench as possible. There is going to be the count of how many energy there. I believe it's 5 in there. Mysterious Tail, obviously you're not looking about half your deck there, so it's going to be pretty good there. Another level ball. All right, so the count gets lower and lower for Piper. Needs to make every resource count here. There's still 3 prizes to go in our round number 6, and we're approaching kind of half time in it. There's concealed cards. Draw another couple. There's a Gardevoir.
But see the last rare candy.
Yeah, that's the tricky bit. Oh no, it's a gold rare candy. Never mind.
Definitely going to be a pivotal turn for Piper here to try and get the knockout, as well as just having an attacker set up for the next turn potentially. Shining Arcana does find a Psychic Energy, so you can attach that to any of your Pokemon any way you like.
Yep. I mean, there's a long way to go, right? To get like the huge damage. Here we go. It's going to be a quick switcheroo. I'm going to start powering this up to knock out this Arceus V. So the energy's kind of all in the right place now, right? Piper gets to choose as many as she needs to just hit the
we got a boss's orders.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. There's the boss's orders. That Drapion's gone. Super Rod, throw back some resources as well. If there's any that want to go in, it looks like it's going to be just... Is it the Zacian V?
Yeah, Zacian V going in the deck. Hopefully having enough energies to close out the game. Piper's going to go down to 1 prize card here. And at least with the way it looks, it's looking pretty good for how terrible of a prize and start Piper had.
Yeah, Piper really didn't look like it was going to be an easy one. There's the level ball. Just check those last few cards. I'm pretty sure Piper knows exactly what's in there at this point. But, being able to pick up 2 prizes, grab another couple of resources, got to be feeling pretty good. And you're now looking at a couple of Gardevoir who are very, very nicely powered up.
The only thing... Oh, no, yeah, you get more energies on. Might as well stack as much energies as you can on the Gardevoir here, because if Jared has a boss's orders and enough energies to take a knockout on the Gardevoir EX, that means you're not going to be able to attach any more.
Right.
Might as well give yourself the most damage possible and kind of set up a checkmate scenario for next turn.
Yeah, if he goes boss's orders onto the Gardevoir EX. But yeah, there's the Brainwave announced. There's going to be a knockout onto the Drapion, and Piper down to just 1 prize.
Now a hand of Chien-Pao EX. You have boss's orders and a couple superior energy retrievals. So energy is not a problem here for Jared. The problem is going to be the board across from him.
So this is a really interesting use of the Arceus, right? I mean, yes, it'd be really, you can't leave that Gardevoir in the active. You just can't. But you got to wonder what Piper has in hand tool-wise to be able to deal with it, because that is doing 270 damage right now. So if you don't deal with it, there's certainly plenty of options. The good news, I mean, if you do try and pivot around it, it can't attach another energy to itself. So at least you got that going for you, which is nice.
Well, you can just attach from hand.
Yeah, there's that. You have to deal with it. So yeah, that's going away. That is. We probably need to put some stuff in the Lost Zone
Boss's
there.
orders is the game here.
We still have the Lost City in play, so yeah, those have to get put away. Let's see, the concealed cards just drawing through.
Zacian.
V, yep.
And that is why you super rod it back in the deck, and only that, because you want to draw into that and seals up the game thanks to the plenty of psychic energies in the discard.
Yeah, more than enough for Piper to close it out with a very, very small deck for exactly the halfway mark. Piper leads Jared. It was a pretty back and forth game. I don't think either trainer got the explosive start that they wanted. They weren't able to just really set up perfectly, but once they got to like turn 3 and they were set up, that was looking really good for Piper.
Yeah, it is always rough when you prize 2 Refinement Corellia, but then you have to stare down a Lost City and boss's orders on your Ralts. You really just have to play from behind pretty much the entire game, but she was able to overcome it. And Jared not really having the Baxcalibur until a little bit later in the game, and I think it's that turn of just passing that really sealed the game for Piper there.
Honestly, I barely even noticed that she was without the refinement. it didn't
just
feel,
professor's research, discard your psychic energies. Who needs to discard a card to draw 2 every turn?
Yeah, it didn't seem like they were particularly missed. I mean, Piper was able to find the pieces. Okay, maybe a bit slower than she would have liked, but you can't exactly say that the game plan didn't come together at the end. And some really smart heads-up play. Super rod in, just be able to get that Zacian. And of course, when you have that few cards in hand, time to go nuts and start digging. Here are the prizes. Ionos for both. Ooh, a couple of nest balls. Ooh, those Lost Cities are gone. Only 1 left. Ultra balls as well. Piper with a bit more of a mixed bag. Palpad, Ionos, Super Rod, Battle VIP Pass, and a couple of those psychic energies. Ooh, that is a starter and a half for Jared. Drapion up there in the active.
Drapion in the active, and then just a Chien Pao on the bench. No Frigibacks to speak of for Jared, and Piper starting things off with that Radiant Greninja and Battle VIP Pass. Much better start from Piper here in this game too, after winning a close one in game 1.
Yeah, let's see. You know, it looks like this could be a really slow one for the side of Jared if he's not able to find those pieces. This hand looks...
It's a good going second hand. You have that Irida. Anytime you have Irida, you always kind of want to go second. The problem is against a deck like Gardevoir, where they're needing to evolve and then evolve again, you can't give them that extra time.
That's the thing. You're giving Piper a lot of wiggle room to go in the deck and start finding some pieces. The Battle VIP Pass grabbing a pair of Ralts. A little bit different in the Ralts of choice. We're just going to keep on going with the Ralts as well. And 3 Ralts is a pass after that.
Energy off the top, attaches it to that Drapion V. And Irida's going to have to put in a lot of work here because, yeah, you can grab your Pokemon to set up, but this Radiant Greninja will need to find some cards for the next few turns.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right, is you've just got so much work to do now to get that Radiant Greninja to be a threat. There is going to be a retreat into the Chien Pao. Obviously, grab a couple of energy. You can start concealed carding. And now Piper's seen it. You know, I have to imagine at some point she'll just go find the Manaphy and completely shut that play down. So Jared really turboing through this game. Knows time is of the essence as well if he wants to fight back for a win. Does have to be mindful of that. Another Chien Pao in the hand. And just a pass. So still missing some pieces, I think. The Curliers are coming out much easier in this game.
Really showing the benefit of that powerful stage 1. Also opting not to evolve that memory skip Ralts, having that attack for later maybe. If you look at the board, Chien Pao EX just does have 1 attack, so if you kind of shut that off, it limits a lot of the options that Jared might have and might buy Piper a turn or 2 later on in the game.
Yep, easiest choice for refinement I ever did saw. A Battle VIP Pass on your second turn. Concealed cards, getting rid of an energy.
To be fair, it's not that easy with this deck, because sometimes you need that psychic energy in the discard as well.
Right, yeah, that is a fair point. But, you know,
plenty
of options when you've got another refinement and the concealed cards on the board. So Piper just turboing through. Seeing so many cards, that hand looking pretty plentiful with resources. But are they the resources? Just marking the abilities, just keeping things above board. And, you know, I can already see some rare candies in there. I can see...
There's another Curlia.
Another Curlia. Well, why not? Memory skip's not that important, Jeremy. Don't try and hype it up. Just making sure that another refinement grabs another couple of cards. There is a lot in the hand. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything super crazy out this turn. Let's see what Artisan does grab for Piper, though.
Manaphy.
Yep. The Manaphy making sure that even if Jared, after that Iono, does grab all of the pieces he needs to set up that Radiant Greninja, it's not going to be possible on this next turn. So slowing him down. I haven't even really looked at what the impact of that Iono is going to be. But Piper is chock full of resources, another Ralts and energy onto the Curlier, and a pass.
The Iono was actually very beneficial for Jared. Found him Irida, drew another Irida for the turn. And as long as you have Irida, that equals a Baxcalibur. Rare Candy Baxcalibur, that card has been broken ever since it came out. I'm talking about Irida, of course. Usually with that Origin Form Palkia now shifting its weight into Chien-Pao EX.
Yep, the Artisan grabbing the Bidoof, the Chien-Pao grabbing the energy, the concealed cards grabbing another pair, including an energy and a rare candy. The Irida will be the next choice. Does have access to plenty of search, though. Another Frigibax hitting the bench, so it's going to be able to try and stream those a little bit better. There, of course, is the Irida for turn, so it can be a little more liberal as well with one half of the puzzle already in hand. Let's see what he decides to grab. There's the Baxcalibur, and of course, the escape rope as well. Pretty interesting one. Do you give up one of these, choice resources, or are you good just, letting the Radiant Greninja go down?
Yeah, it's really just the Radiant Greninja is the one card that Piper would like Jared to take a knockout on.
Yeah.
Everything else you kind of want to keep. That Ralts is probably going to get pushed to the active.
Yep. The easy choice as the Ralts comes up off the escape rope. We have to see how Jared wants to do this one. So it brings up his Frigibax. Oh.
This one just came out, right?
Yeah.
This one was...
Oh, that was the one that was there before. It doesn't matter. Just tell me which one you want to promote.
I am promoting the one that I just put out.
Okay.
Alright.
And I'm
A
doing
little
it.
confusion. They're promoting the new one.
Excellent.
There's the Baxcalibur doing its work, throwing energy all over the board, kind of emptying the hand. Obviously just paying to retreat, bring that Chien-Pao back to the active, which is now powered up and ready to go and start taking knockouts. I was going to say deluge, but it is super cold. My apologies. Deluge,
To
rain
be fair,
dance.
Super Cold, I think, is probably one of the better ones out of all the rain dance effects that we've had throughout the years.
Really? You're a super cold fan?
I'm a Super Cold fan. Yeah.
Huh. The more you know. I learned something about you today, Jeremy. I didn't think I knew before. But no, being able to get a knockout on that Ralts, so no cheeky plays where you could just go, oh, I'm just going to rare candy, and I've got a Gardevoir, and that'll be my my huge damage dealer out on the board.
Time check.
We're going to be able to see things move back over to Piper. Does go grab another Curlier.
Going to be discarded right away.
Time to start refinement as well. There's 2 more to go in this turn. Radiant Greninja, concealed cards. Oops, say bye-bye to that Psychic Energy. Then we get to see one of the Gardevoir. But I think we've got a little bit more to go. I imagine Piper's going to keep digging. And refinement, another energy. Oh, what was in there? Is that a Gardevoir?
I think it was another Gardevoir.
Yep, rare candy. That's just a bunch of refinements. Temple of Sinnoh, Collapse Stadium. All coming to the fore. There's the level ball to keep on thinning, maybe. Grab the Mew, find some extra puzzle pieces. But yeah, Piper just really drawing through her deck so quickly as well. Look how thin it is already.
It is what this deck tries to do, especially after you win a long game 1. Might as well. And then, of course, you have that Gardevoir EX in hand. If you have a reversal energy, maybe you can put good use to it, but I don't see one in hand.
No, the one thing that would make things just a little bit too easy, right? We're going to start counting over 4 Psychic Energy in the discard. So can, of course, just power things up. There's the Gardevoir EX coming to the fore. There is the Cresselia, so we're going to go 1. Then pay to retreat. Those obviously go right back in, so there's 5 in there now. And can just start trying to stack things up very nicely. Let's get the Shining Arcana to keep on going. So we now got 2 Gardevoir, one of them EX as well. We're going to just start spreading energy around. So
Yep, Piper's play here is going to be eyeing down to take out that Bidoof over on the bench. It is the sole way that Jared is able to just continually draw cards turn after turn outside of concealed cards. And not having access to B-Barrel is going to be pretty big later on in the game, especially because Piper plays 4 Iono.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moonglow reverse.
just checking the number there on the B-Doof. Moonglow
No.
reverse.
Checking, because it's not able to be damaged on the bench, but you can still move damage
Yep.
counters.
Yeah, you can move those right on over. So the Moonglow reverse picking up a knockout for the second game in a row. It will be the Chien-Pao starting this turn off with its ability though. You know, Shivery Chill. I think I'd make sure that there's a card to use this concealed cards from Radiant Greninja. Does still have the Batcalibur set up though. But the big thing here is Piper's not giving up any of these big hits, right? She's not giving up any of her 2 prizes super early, so it's always going to be, you know, a little bit back and forth. Another Irida. So being able to... Oh. No.
Irida can go ahead and find another Rare Candy Baxcalibur, can find superior energy retrieval, so you can get some energies in play.
We can go with the Ultra Ball first, I think, though. Yep. That's an obvious one.
An option you do have is that Boss's Orders in hand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to Boss's Orders, bring something up, take the knockout.
Yeah, that could start swinging this game around. I think that's why he lingered on the Irida, right?
Yeah.
Just wants to make sure, but needs to, you know, get to a point where has access to enough energy to be able to get those knockouts that are required. So Arceus V being selected off the Ultra Ball could be, you know, maybe a later turn, just go and find all those pieces with the V-Star as well. So being able to help out there. Oh, it is going to be the Irida this time. Okay, so just making sure there's Rare Candy. There's the Baxcalibur. Yep, the traditional pairing, I think it's fair to say, for this deck.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Rare Candy gets that Baxcalibur in play. Both of them now has the Stadium Bump in that Lost City, so no more Cresselia here. And with the 2 energy,
Yep.
able to take the knockout.
Yep, so stays 1 prize ahead. Has realized now that he's now taking Lost Cities back-to-back on his prizes. Probably not ideal, but that is going to be the Cresselia in the Lost Zone. Just making sure it's you know, not able to be reused if that was maybe an out. There's the Refinement. The Battle VIP Pass goes away. Shining Arcana.
Oh, we got an energy.
Yeah, we definitely got an energy. Other one just drops on in. There's the Fog Crystal as well, so we'll be able to make sure there's an energy to use the concealed cards and just make sure this discard is fully loaded with energy.
I think that's the last Psychic Energy in the deck for Piper. Has 1 prize, or maybe
There's
2
two,
even.
2 in the prizes.
Depends what prize she took, right?
Yeah.
Now you have access to pretty much any attacker you would like, along with his concealed cards, being able to just draw more and more, thin that deck out.
Oh, and the reversal
yeah,
energy
finding the reversal is going to be really big in trying to pick up the KO on this Chien-Pao EX.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes it really easy. Will
Or the
Boss's Orders.
Arceus V.
Yeah, the Arceus V, you know, kind of seeing Jared trying to plan ahead, right? Get rid of it. Pick up 2 prizes either way. Reversal energy. Yeah, this should be pretty easy for this side. If you need any more, don't worry about it. You're able to power up the Brainwave real easily with the Psychic Energy, so it's going to be a easy knockout onto this Arceus.
Easy like Saturday morning. That's how the song goes, right?
Sunday morning.
Well, it's Saturday here in Peoria.
Yeah, there's the Super Rod as well, so you know, Piper just able to keep pieces moving. The big thing here, I mean, obviously if you lose that Gardevoir, it would be going to the Lost Zone, so could cause some problems, but we'll see how the next couple of turns go. Get that Ralts back down, no worries in that regard. And of course, Brainwave, easy, making sure that you've got enough there to cause problems. Yeah, it is going to be the Psychic Energy and the Iono taken, so we know that the Pal Pad has taken the previous turn. I believe that just leaves the 1 prized as not an option anymore, and this Chien-Pao EX comes back up for Jared.
And there was no water energy in the deck for Shivery Chill, and not having access to any draw power outside of concealed cards, not even having energy to use concealed cards. And Jared found himself just conceding the game to Piper. Piper had too much going on for him with that quick start with that Gardevoir.
Yeah, Jared showed his hand a little bit there, right? Digging and getting the Arceus V out that late almost explained the game plan to Piper and just said, hey, you know what? I don't have the pieces in my hand to retrieve my energy, to go digging. I need a way to do that. And as soon as Piper saw that, you know, just being able to power up the Gardevoir, being able to catch it with the Brainwave and get that knockout, Jared looks at the hand and thinks, yeah, I've got nothing here. And I'm just going to slowly get knocked out if I keep playing this line. So yeah, very smart play by Piper actually to go after that Arceus V and take away the only way back into the game for Jared.
Yeah, took 2 knockouts that game too. Bidoof and Arceus V. It was enough. Jared just didn't have anything in hand to really recover from. Looking through the list too, there's not really much draw power in the sense of supporters, right? There's,
one research.
One research, one Iona. That's pretty much it. So not really having that comeback potential. And that's been the problem with Chien-Pao, at least in this meta for ever since it came out, is it is a very good deck when you're able to get your setup, get started. You're going to get knockouts every turn. But it does not have a way to really kind of claw back from a game where it starts a little poor.
Yeah, well, we saw in game number 1, the first knockout goes to Jared, but then Piper able to start firing back pretty quickly with some big knockouts, does get ahead in the prize race. Arceus V comes to the fore. Yep, Jared fires back, but is it enough? Even the Lost City wasn't able to slow things down as Piper gets to the point where just concealed cards. Okay, just need one more prize. Oh wait, I've got the Zacian V, which I just put back in my deck. I'm going to be able to knock out anything that you put in front of me. So did have to fight back. The game was a little slower and a little rockier for both of our players. But game 2 went a lot easier, setting up those refinements early on, very quickly getting to this kind of very advanced board state for Piper. And as soon as we've just taken out that Arceus V, guess what? The following turn, Jared concedes the game, and Piper will continue marching on with another win here in Peoria.
This moves Piper to 5-1, I believe, and Jared now at 4-1-1. So again, he still has a little bit of wiggle room. Piper, more advantageous position now. A win and a tie would guarantee, or just 2 wins